The Justice Department is going to require background checks on all gun sales in the U.S. And yesterday, Arizona Republicans blocked an effort to repeal a near-total ban on abortions in that state. Good morning. I'm Corva Coleman from NPR News, and here are today's top stories. The Justice Department says it's going to require federal background checks for the sale of all guns in the U.S., not just those sold at gun stores. NPR's Deepa Shivaram reports the DOJ is seeking to close the so-called gun show loophole.
The new rule from the Justice Department means that guns sold at gun shows, at flea markets, or on social media would all require background checks before purchase. Vice President Kamala Harris, who leads the White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention, says the rule will keep guns out of the hands of domestic abusers and people who have been convicted of violent felonies. The rule is part of the bipartisan legislation on gun violence that President Biden signed into law in 2022. The DOJ estimates the rule will affect roughly 23,000 unlicensed gun dealers in the U.S. Deepa Shivaram, NPR News.
Republicans in the Arizona House of Representatives shut down an effort by Democrats yesterday to overturn a law that imposes a near-total abortion ban. The law dates back to the Civil War, before Arizona was a state. Democratic lawmakers chanted, "Shame, shame." Activists are working to put the question of abortion rights on the November ballot in the state. Democratic State Senator Ana Hernandez says Republicans will lose the question and possibly key districts in the Arizona legislature.
And the voters of Arizona that already agree that we should have safe abortion access are going to show that through the polls.
This week, the Arizona State Supreme Court ruled the abortion ban can take effect in a couple of weeks. President Biden says the U.S. is considering dropping espionage charges against the founder of WikiLeaks. Today marks 5 years that Julian Assange has been in a London prison. NPR's Lauren Freya reports from London. He's awaiting extradition to the U.S.
In a video on social media, Stella Assange, the WikiLeaks founder's wife, reminisces about Australia, where her husband was raised.
But cycling through Melbourne like he used to do, or feeling his bare feet sink into the cool sand.
Australia has asked the U.S. to drop charges against Assange. President Biden says his government is considering that. The espionage charges date back to WikiLeaks' 2010 publication of classified files related to the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Army analyst who leaked them, Chelsea Manning, did prison time and was freed under then-President Obama. Assange's next court hearing here in London is May 20th, which could serve as a deadline for any U.S. decision. Lauren Freyer, NPR News, London.
Israel's military says it's preparing to open a new land crossing into northern Gaza. Israel will allow more aid into the region that monitors say is falling into famine. The Biden administration demanded more aid after Israel killed 7 workers with a food charity last week. Israel says that was an error. This is NPR.